Hey everyone, I'm Meg Herring, a graphic designer in Richmond, Virginia, and a student with Career Foundry, where I'm working on my user experience design certification. Meet our persona, Distracted Dylan. She's a female or male high school student in the USA with attention deficit hyperactive disorder, so she has a harder time keeping track of information. Dylan has a high IQ, and she believes her lower grades don't reflect her true potential. This might be due to her difficulty with planning, executing, and completing things, even things she wants to do. Dylan wants to attend a university, so she knows she needs better grades. But going to college seems so far away, and she'd much rather decompress from a stressful day, playing on her phone or going shopping with friends. But shopping is a struggle for Dylan because, well, she's broke. Distracted Dylan needs a way to feel motivated to learn her assigned vocabulary because she wants good grades, but in the most efficient way possible. Doing well on a test 2 weeks in the future has no value for Dylan in the moment. There are only 2 times for Dylan, now and not now. Dylan wants motivation to begin studying, she wants stimulation to continue, and she needs to believe that her perseverance will guarantee her a win quickly at the end. We believe that by creating a simple vocabulary learning app for Dylan, with background music and word games that reward her with prizes, we will achieve our goal of helping Dylan to get good grades in the most efficient way possible. To discover if this is a viable venture, we must find out if we can help Dylan want to launch the app, then decide to study and continue on to enter, define, and save a new vocabulary set. Can we help her stay focused by avoiding any unnecessary cognitive load? I started this discovery process by scribbling a very quick rough plan of what those 2 specific user flows might look like. That helped me decide which of those screens to focus on designing first. Folding up some graph paper into 8 quadrants, I challenged myself to quickly sketch 8 ideas in 8 minutes. And when that didn't seem to be enough, I tried it again. Another crazy 8, and again and again. Eventually, I was able to put little green dots on the ideas that seemed to have potential, and I ended my session by sketching a slightly cleaner version on white cards. I wish I could tell you that this all happened in less than an hour, but my perfectionism was invading my peace, so I'll have to work on slaying that dragon next time. In order for the app to succeed, Dylan must first choose to launch this app instead of her go-to social channels like Snapchat. If we succeed at that, next we need to know if winning gift cards will be enough to sustain her attention through her dreaded, tedious task of entering a whole new word set. Keeping those squirrels at bay, I rallied 4 teenagers in Richmond, Virginia, all with ADHD, to test my prototype, and I presented them with the following scenario. You go to play with your phone. There are 100 notifications on the vocab app you've been winning money on just for studying. You remember you have a 40-word English vocab test coming up in 2 weeks. What do? And this is what they did. I discovered that Distracted Dylan will seek just about anything to avoid studying, and it was quite hilarious to watch. These people are definitely the lovable life of the party. For me, the most challenging part of this user testing experience was making sense of all the feedback I received from only 4 participants. I knew I had to prioritize the most critical errors, but how to begin doing that was beyond me. Thankfully, I discovered grouping and discovering patterns. For each participant, I grouped my observations into positive, negative, or neutral categories. After that, I combined all the categorized observations according to each tested task and looked to discover patterns. This enabled me to summarize the most common obstacles and prioritize their severity. The severity of the failures are scored 0 through 4. 0 means it's a non-issue, and 4 is a designed catastrophe. They loved to tap buttons without reading them, so I moved the hypertext inside the arrow. The word menu was confusing, so I replaced it with a search bar. The hamburger menu lured them off task, so I limited its availability from the main navigation, and when it is available and tapped, items pertain only to completing the current task. But my epic fail was that they found ways to cheat the system to get free gift cards without studying. They wanted to enter words like cat or dog or inappropriate word sets just to be funny. Note to self, add the stimulant of humor. Although I discovered a design catastrophe, the user testing process established proof of concept with very little expense. Now it's time to research strategies to eliminate my persona's desire to cheat the system. Perhaps meeting with high school teachers for collaboration, or maybe there's a collection of data that could identify cheating words. When that obstacle is eliminated, we will explore ways to secure sponsorship or donors of the gift cards. For now, I would ignore the other findings from my test report unless they persist in future design cycles. So what did I learn from this process? Well, if Distracted Dylan wanted to study as opposed to wanting good grades without studying, I suspect this process could have been a lot easier. There was not much functionally wrong with the original prototype. However, I would not trade that challenge for anything. My career as an art director has always been to develop creative that sells someone else's products or ideas, even the really bad ones. This process is the opposite, and I love focusing on the user's needs before frosting a cake no one would enjoy eating. Being forced to document unfinished work, my bad ideas and my bad typography, is like breaking an addiction to me. Now that I've completed my first full design cycle, I understand that next time it can all be visually designed at the end. Creating this presentation to tell the design story was an unpredictable reinforcement of everything I learned over the past month. I definitely spent far too long bringing this all together, but it has brought everything into focus, bringing order and clarity to the design thinking process. As for cons, well, I suffer from curiosity and my love of people. I found it very difficult to not respond to a test participant when they're interacting with the prototype. I tend to keep asking, responding, and encouraging them. I need to keep my mouth shut, because receiving so much feedback made the interviews too long, and it made sorting, grouping, and discovering patterns a lot more time-consuming. I need more practice writing ugly slide presentations with no graphics until the end, because this one took me way too long. So next time my mantra will be fast and ugly. Fast and ugly. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.